Hello SLAPAFISH community and welcome back to another World Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the IS-4. Now I'm going to tell you some things about the IS-4. Just give me a second, I'll get to that. So, IS-4 is on track. Well, pretty much the entire Russian tech tree is on track. So, what I'm going to be doing this entire week is playing tier 10, my Soviet tier 10 tanks that are non-premium and making a video about every single one of them that I own, which are officially the 62 Alpha, the Agent 140, the 705 Alpha, Agent 277, the IS-7, and the Agent 263. Well, I also have the IS-4 and the T100LT. I redid a video on the T100LT earlier today, and right now I'm doing a video on the IS-4. So you can expect daily, well, not daily, yeah, daily uploads of 2 videos. I'm going to try to do all my Russian tier 10s, and also some of the cold steel tanks. Okay? So, the IS-4 is my most played tank. It's my favorite tank, and it's really good. And I'm about to tell you some stats about the IS-4 that you may enjoy. So, the IS-4 gets an amazing 122mm gun that fires 5 rounds per minute. That does 440 damage a shot. That gives you a DPM of 2,200. Penetration is 258 on standard, and premium penetration is 340. Now, accuracy is 0.38, aim time is 2.9. Gun elevation, if I remember correctly, is 20 degrees, and gun depression is 6 degrees. Wait, I was wrong. Gun elevation is 16 degrees, and gun depression is 6 degrees. So, also, pretty good. But anyway, turret armor. 250 at the front, 200 sides, and 170 at the back. Now, hull armor is 140 at the front, 160 at the side, and 100 at the rear. And yes, I said 160 at the side and 140 at the front. So, okay. Now, the IS-4 has 2 parts of the back armor. One part is 120 and the other part is 100 millimeters. You can't really classify both of them. You can't really classify which one over the other one because they kind of take up the same amount of room. So, yeah, there's that. The lower plate of the IS-4 is officially 160 millimeters of armor to 180. There's 160 millimeters to 180. Majority of the lower plate is 180 millimeters thick. And I'm just gonna shut down that light tank. Pretty flippin' easy. And what else I want to talk about? Engine power. Has a power to weight ratio of 12.33. Forward speed is 43. Reverse speed is 14. And view range is 400, which is more than most tier 10 light tanks. Its signal range is 720. My equipment I'm using is a gun rubber, crew vents, and spall liner. And yes, I'm using a spall liner on my tank. Now, you'll understand why as soon as I go over the crew. Now, the crew I have is pain tolerance, safe stowage, jack of all trades, armor, paratrooping, training, swimming lessons, clutch braking, smooth ride, off-road driving, firefighting, track mechanics, preventive maintenance, brothers in arms, deadeye, controlled impact, repairs, adrenaline rush, mentor, sixth sense, snapshot, and training situation awareness. And right now, let's talk about the IS-4. IS-4 is an amazing tank. It's really good at side scraping. Right now, I'm going pretty much hold down against these tanks that are shooting at me. And most of them have resorted to high explosive damage. Now, the IS-4 is basically a tank that you really want to side scrape on. Just side scrape. Side scrape, side scrape, side scrape. It's really built for it because your side armor is 160 millimeters. At the side, which is stronger than your frontal armor. So side scraping around the building, and you can actually side scrape really. More you side scrape, the better it is. You can side scrape at 45 millimeters. 45 millimeters? 45 degrees is the best way to side scrape in this tank. So about it's about where your gun is over the first track. I'll explain in a second. If my gun goes in the proper position, I should be going over the proper position right here. And give it a second. Right there. You want your gun over the corner of your tank. A little bit to the right, but you can over-angle in the IS-4, and pretty much nothing will penetrate you. So, now let's talk about a little bit about the weak points of the IS-4. Now, when you're facing the IS-4, when the IS-4 is not angling and it's just looking straight at you, your entire front plate is weak. Okay? You got to angle your front plate. The front plate needs to be angled. You need to side scrape. You always have to be facing the enemy team, the enemy tanks at an angle. Always. Always, always, always. Now, weak points of this tank. Talking about the entire hull of the tank at the front. Now, the lower plate's not really a weak point. Yes, it is, but it's a pretty strong weak point. It's 180 millimeters thick. Most of it is 180 millimeters thick, but people can still pin it, especially with premium rounds. When you angle it, pretty much nobody can pin it, except for premium rounds. Some premium rounds. Now, the IS-4 has a roof deck right above the gun. That is 20. It might be 30 millimeters thick. So give me a second. It is 30 millimeters thick, which means it can get overmatched by 91 millimeter caliber guns and larger. So you really got to pay attention when you're using the IS-4. You got to watch the enemy's gun barrel. If you can see that they're aiming at the top of your roof deck, you got to move your gun around, move your turret around, jolt your tank back and forth. You got to do that or they will snap a shot into it. It is a pretty hard shot, but if you see people doing it, you gotta make it harder. That's how you play the IS-4 right there. You gotta make your weak points really hard to hit. And that T10 was trying to side scrape. Now, if I was in the T10's position, in the same side scraping position, the IS-4 would have bounced it. IS-4, when it's in its side scraping position, like me right now, side scraping it against its T95. Perfect side position. See, I bounced it from the T95. Easy bounce. Now, something I don't like about the IS-4 is it doesn't carry a lot of ammunition. I've got a lot of Faden's metal in this tank and ran out of ammo. Like when I was absolutely carrying the team and I ran out of ammo and I'm like, sorry guys, I can't. I'm out of ammo. I got multiple videos on the channel of the IS-4, and some of them is just me running out of ammunition because I'm having a great game and I just run out. But anyway, IS-4 is a fantastic tank, and yes, I could be very biased against it. If you've seen my channel, it's the IS-4. Even my Instagram is the IS-4, and I've posted so many videos about the IS-4. So this is a really impressive game in the IS-4. We only did 4,700 damage, blocked 4,600, and assisted in 2,000. But this is about my average game in the IS-4. There's a reason I have 3 marks of excellence on the tank. Also, the IS-4 can block, can take less damage from like big caliber, high explosive guns like Death Stars, 4005s, 60 TPs, E100s, Type 5s, Type 4s, and artillery. That's also why I use the Spawliner to make that more effective. IS-4 is extremely good. It has extremely good potential. So anyway, if you like this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Also remember to SLAPAFISH because one was shot, and peace out, see ya.